Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're tackling a question that feels more relevant than ever, I think. Can one machine really, truly be amazing at both, intense gaming and heavy creative work?
Or is it always that balancing act, full of compromises?
Exactly. So we're doing a deep dive today based on a really thorough review of the latest Lenovo Legion 5i gaming laptop. We want to see if it cracks that code and maybe find some, surprising things about where it fits in today's tech world, what makes it tick.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about this Legion 5i, and the review points this out repeatedly, is how hard it tries to hit that very difficult sweet spot.
Right. Performance build value.
Exactly. Raw power, but also premium build quality and surprisingly decent value. And it does this without screaming gamer with crazy lights everywhere.
Okay.
So the review really positions this specific model, and we're talking Intel Core i7-14700HX. That's a beefy processor.
Yeah, the HX series.
Paired with an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070, which is pretty new, all driving this, frankly, stunning 15-inch PureSight OLED display, 165 Hz refresh rate,
Nice.
plus 16 gigs of RAM, a quick 1 TB SSD. The review basically says it's a serious contender, designed to, quote, hit hard on all fronts, with actually very few compromises noted.
Hit hard on all fronts. That's a big promise, isn't it?
It is.
Because often, promising everything means you end up good at lots of things, but great at none.
The jack of all trades issue.
Yeah. But let's start with the outside. First impressions.
Right.
Design, build quality. The review mentions it avoids the, let's say, aggressive RGB look.
Right. It's more subtle.
Which I think many people appreciate these days. But how does that actually feel? Does that clean, modern design translate to, solid durability day to day?
Well, according to the review, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
It's more than just looks. It feels confident, robust.
Okay.
The chassis is described as solidly built. Very little flex in the keyboard area or the screen itself.
Good. That's important.
Definitely. Gives you confidence it'll last, especially if you're using it intensively every day. Now, about carrying it around. Portability. It's just over 2.4 kilograms.
So not feather light?
No, definitely not the lightest gaming laptop out there. But that's kind of expected with this level of power, right?
True.
The review consistently calls it perfectly manageable, though, for, say, occasional trips or moving between home and the office.
Manageable. Seems like the key word.
It is. And it's interesting how our definition of portable for gaming laptops has shifted, isn't it? A few years back, 2.4 kilos for this power would have seemed amazing.
Yeah, revolutionary even.
Now it's just manageable, which makes you think, who is this really for? Who values this specific mix, massive power, but just manageable weight, not ultralight?
Good question. Okay, so manageable weight, solid build. But let's get to the part the review seems, really excited about.
The display.
Yes! The display. This is where it gets really interesting, apparently. That 15-inch PureSight OLED panel sounds like maybe the biggest selling point.
Arguably, yes. The review heaps praise on it.
The 2.5K resolution, that's kind of nice, sits between full HD and 4K.
Right, a good sweet spot for sharpness versus performance demands.
It ensures visuals are super crisp, but the review really highlights how this specific OLED manages to balance, professional-level color accuracy for work and that amazing OLED contrast and vibrancy for gaming.
Exactly, and that's often a really tricky thing to get right. Some OLEDs look amazing for movies, but aren't quite right for color-critical work, or vice versa. This one seems to nail it. And then you add the 165 Hz refresh rate. The review confirms it makes gameplay feel incredibly smooth, fluid, no noticeable screen tearing.
Crucial for fast-paced games.
Absolutely, especially if you're playing competitively. Every frame, every visual cue counts. But crucially, it's not just a gaming display.
Right, you mentioned the color accuracy.
Yeah, the review stresses its versatility. It's apparently excellent for things like photo editing, video work.
Content creation.
Precisely. Or even just watching movies, frankly. That accurate color reproduction makes a big difference. If you think about the big picture, this really bumps up its value proposition, doesn't it? It moves it beyond just gaming.
Definitely appeals to that hybrid user we talked about. Okay, so the visuals are top-notch, but can the hardware underneath actually drive that beautiful display, especially in demanding games?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Haha, yeah. So, the NVIDIA RTX 5070, how does it hold up according to the review?
Consistently impressive is the verdict. It apparently handles demanding modern games at high settings without breaking a sweat, even at that native 2.5K resolution.
Which takes some serious grunt.
It really does. And what the review found particularly noteworthy, a real step up, was ray tracing performance.
Ah, yes. The performance killer, historically.
Used to be, but on this setup, the review says it runs smoothly, much better than you might expect for a sort of 70 series card, especially compared to previous generations.
That's impressive. Fewer compromises.
Exactly. And of course, you've got DLSS support to keep those frame rates high without making things look blurry. It really helps maintain that visual fidelity.
Okay, so graphically strong. What about the other half of the performance equation, that Intel Core i7 processor?
Right, the 14700HX, and that HX is important.
Yeah.
It signifies Intel's top-tier mobile chips, basically desktop-level performance squeezed into a laptop.
Powerful stuff.
Very. The review really highlights its multitasking muscle. It's got a mix of performance cores and efficiency cores, and it just handles heavy workloads smoothly. Think 4K video editing, complex 3D renders.
Running multiple demanding apps at once.
Yeah, all that stuff. It barely flinches, according to the review. So if you need a machine that's genuinely both a workhorse and a gaming beast,
This makes a strong case.
a very strong case. And that's paired with 16 GB of RAM, which keeps the system feeling snappy and responsive for most tasks.
But I feel a but coming.
Well, just a small one. The review does wisely suggest that real power users, people doing extremely heavy lifting or wanting to future-proof,
Might want more RAM down the line.
exactly, might consider upgrading the memory eventually. But for most, 16 GB is a great starting point. What's really compelling, though, is just how versatile this CPU and GPU combination is. It covers so many high-demand uses without really feeling like it's compromising on either front gaming or productivity.
That versatility sounds key. Okay, so core power is sorted. What about the day-to-day stuff? The practicalities, storage, ports, that kind of thing.
Good point. Let's cover those.
Yeah,
Storage
good.
first. It comes with a 1 TB SSD.
Which is pretty generous.
Yeah, ample space for a decent game library, plus your work files, media, whatever. And that's fast, obviously.
Yeah.
SSDs mean rapid load times, Windows boots in seconds,
Yeah.
usual benefits.
Makes a big difference to the overall feel.
Absolutely. Then connectivity. The review praises the port selection. You get a good mix, USB-C, standard USB-A, HDMI, even an Ethernet port for wired connections.
Which gamers often appreciate.
Definitely. Plus, it supports Wi-Fi 6E.
The latest standard. Faster speeds, lower latency.
Exactly. So hooking up external monitors, peripherals, maybe a docking station for a cleaner desk setup.
Yeah.
It's all straightforward. No real limitations noted there.
Good. Okay, what about the bits you physically interact with most? Keyboard, trackpad, audio.
Right, the user experience elements. Lenovo usually does well here, and this seems no exception. The keyboard gets praise in the review for having a satisfying amount of travel.
Comfortable for typing.
Apparently so. Comfortable for long gaming sessions and for just everyday typing. And the RGB backlighting is there, but it's described as tasteful and customizable. It fits the subtle design.
Does it scream, look at me?
Precisely. As for audio, the built-in speakers are rated as decent.
The classic decent laptop speakers.
Exactly. Good enough for casual YouTube watching or maybe some background music. But the review is quite clear. Serious gamers.
We'll want a headset.
Absolutely. Especially for competitive play where you need to pinpoint sounds, which does raise an interesting point for you, the listener. How do you balance integrated features like audio versus using specialist gear like a headset to really dial in your experience?
That's a really good point. Always a balance between convenience and peak performance. Okay, we've covered a lot of positives. Powerful, great screen, good build, nice keyboard.
Seems like a winner so far.
But, like almost every high-performance laptop, especially gaming ones, there's usually a catch.
Ah, yes. The inevitable compromise.
Battery life. I'm guessing it's not its strongest, dude.
Unfortunately, no. The review confirms that.
Yeah.
It's kind of the Achilles heel of most powerful laptops, isn't it?
Pretty much. So what's the reality here? How long does it last off the plug?
You'll get maybe a few hours of just regular light-use web browsing, documents, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But start gaming or doing anything intensive
Drains fast.
very quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the physics of pushing that much power, that CPU and GPU, in a relatively slim chassis. Something has to give.
So keep the charger handy.
Definitely. The core takeaway from the review isn't just battery life is average. It's more that this machine really performs at its absolute best when it's plugged in.
Right. Power delivery is unrestricted then.
Exactly. Sustained performance is significantly better when connected to mains power. That's really crucial to keep in mind if you plan on using it away from a power outlet frequently for demanding tasks.
It's that classic trade-off again.
It is a very common one in these high-performance machines. It really highlights the engineering challenge. Packing desktop-grade power alongside a decent battery without making the laptop huge or weigh a ton.
It's a constant balancing act.
And in this case, the Legion 5i clearly prioritizes plugged-in power and performance over untethered endurance. Need to know that going in.
Okay, so putting it all together then, what does this all mean for you if you're listening and thinking this might be the machine for you? The Lenovo Legion 5i, based on this deep dive into the review, sounds like an exceptionally impressive all-rounder. It really seems to successfully blend that cutting-edge performance with a genuinely stunning OLED display.
A really compelling package overall.
Yeah. Okay, it's not the absolute lightest laptop ever made, and yes, the battery life is, well, it's typical for a gaming laptop when you push it.
Manageable, but not amazing.
But the review strongly suggests that its strength, that raw power, the incredible visuals, the solid build, more than make up for those trade-offs.
It's the right user, definitely.
So whether you're a really dedicated gamer or maybe a content creator needing horsepower and color accuracy, or perhaps just someone who appreciates premium performance and a gorgeous screen and a design that doesn't look like a spaceship,
Yes.
the Legion 5i seems to offer genuinely excellent value and capability, a sleek package.
And that brings us perfectly to a final thought, something for you to mull over. Given how well this particular laptop seems to balance really high-end gaming with demanding professional work, what does the future actually hold for what we even mean by a portable, powerful machine?
Interesting.
As those lines between work and play just keep getting blurrier, what's the next big leap? What's the next frontier in design or capability that will really capture the imagination of hybrid users like you? And maybe more importantly, what features are going to become totally non-negotiable for people who demand the best of both worlds?